Good morning and welcome to Guitar Summit Day 3. It's the last day of Europe's biggest guitar show, and if you've missed the videos already, there are two others, Day 1 and Day 2, already uploaded, because that's what I do. I come here on guitar trade shows and I upload the day's news on that day, depending on hotel Wi-Fi, but generally that day. So make sure to subscribe if you're not already, like this video, and let's get into the last day of Europe's biggest guitar show. Okay, we're at the Harley Benton booth. This is a booth that is particularly busy throughout most of the show, so it's hard to get to, and we're here just about 5 minutes before opening, so we can take a quick look. I don't know what's new and what isn't, but I'll just show you a few guitars that kind of speak to me at the booth. For example, there is this, looks like quite a hot rod, genuine Floyd Rose, kind of a Kramer-esque build, but I was specifically drawn to the neck. That is a fully flame maple neck, which is pretty fancy. A couple other things that's kind of like almost a Dave Grohl-esque thing. And then this is I believe it's the Guitar Max signature. I think it's one of the most expensive Harley Bentons you can get. Stainless steel frets, roasted, flamed neck. Looks pretty nice. And then I'm not a bass player, but this looked cool. It's a full-on what is that, 6 strings? So technically I am a bass player. That is a fancy looking bass. But this is the Harley Benton booth. There's a whole bunch of guitars here, but hard to get to when the show is on because everybody seems to be here. We're here with Jared James Nichols.
What's up, dude? This fucking guy rocks, man. Oh, can I swear on here?
No, yeah, you can.
Oh, okay, I swore. What's up, everyone?
Like and subscribe.
I actually watch his videos, man. I don't watch a lot of videos, but I watch his videos because they're fucking cool.
How cool is this guy?
Yeah, it's awesome. See ya.
We're here with Mario at Tube Workshop.
That's correct.
And you've got some cool amps here.
I've got some very cool amps here, and I've heard you are a fan of Accept, right?
Balls to the wall.
Balls to the wall. Here's your baby. So it was actually 2 years ago here on Guitar Summit that I met Uwe Lulis from Accept, former Gravedigger, and we started talking about a signature amp for him. 2 years later, here it is. So it's based on Uwe's traditional sound he already had with Gravedigger, which was a modded Marshall JCM 800 and the legendary Boss OD1 pedal, you know, with the 2 knobs, yellow in front, level full up, and then a little bit of overdrive to push the amp, and that's his trademark sound.
And that's in this amp now?
And that's in this amp. That's exactly the trademark sound of Uwe from Accept. We added a bit more flexibility. We added, compared to a Marshall, 2 different preamp modes, one with lower gain like a JTM 45, and we added obviously the modded JCM 800, but we also added bright switches and deep switches, because you know sometimes a JCM 800 can be a bit too brittle and have not enough bass, so you can compensate for that. We have 2 master volumes to switch between rhythm and solo, and we have an integrated AB box right at the input, and it's isolated, so no hum loops. So that's what Uwe, for example, does in his solo project. This is his main amp, but he has a camper for the clean effecty stuff, and so he connects his camper just to the amp B out, and then on the footboard he can switch to his second amp.
Very cool. Well, that is Tube Workshop. I'm here with Simon at SKG Guitars out of Poland, and you build guitars with your dad?
Yeah. I built them in Poland with my dad. This is our workshop. You can take a look. And our tools, actually. And we built guitars with hand, actually. I built on the pickups and all this relic job.
And what would be one of your favorite guitars here?
Of mine guitars?
Yeah.
I like, this is my own design, my model. And this is like in the 57 Les Paul style, but with my shape and stuff. The wood is actually Spanish cedar, and all the wood is a little bit roasted, but it's very subtle roasting. And there is the gold paint and classic PAFs. This is one of the you can take a look how light it is, if you like. This is not the lightest on here, but
It's lighter than I was
yeah,
expecting.
yeah. I will show you the second one. For example, this Firebird.
Wow.
Yeah,
That is very...
it's like 2.6 kilo maybe. Yeah, and the paint job is like sunburst underneath, and then you have the black mist over, but it's not 100% transparent. As you can see here, you can still see the bare wood underneath here.
Wow. That's a really cool finish. I've never
Thank
seen
you.
anything like that.
Yeah. It was made by accident actually, so it will be hard to replicate it. The craziest guitars over here, it will be this one, and this is another 50 to 80 collaboration.
Yes,
And you have
Shredder's vintage.
the classic ES, but it was attacked by some 80s components. This Floyd is actually removable, so you can put the classic ABR back, but of course you wouldn't do this because it's too cool. The pickup is a little bit hotter, and you have the baritone, and of course the stereo output, so you can have both pickups separately on this guitar. I will show you my second model. This is like maybe in Fender style. That one was in Gibson style. And this is the wood is called cypress, so it's soft wood, something like pine. And you get the factoring, and of course the color underneath is called rose gold. And the wood is there is actually a nice piece of flame bird's eye maple.
Simon, that was fantastic.
Thank you.
That is SKG?
Yeah.
SKG Guitars. I think one of the coolest things I've seen here is the sheer amount of like little kids at a guitar show. As in like I'm seeing at least a couple hundred like 4 to 8 year olds, and it's primarily, I can actually hear them screaming in the distance, it's primarily because there's a band, I think it's kind of similar to Barney almost, but heavy metal Barney. They're like Shredosaurus Rex or something along those lines, I don't know what it is. They're a bunch of guys dressed up as like dinosaurs playing rock music, and it's kind of cool to see like little kids at a guitar show. It's like, oh, this isn't just for old men. Which sometimes it seems like it is. But you know what? There's a future of it. It's kind of cool. Now, if you remember the Birmingham Guitar Show video, I met Neil from Haynes Guitars at the Birmingham show, and you're back at a Guitar Summit and you brought some guitars.
Yeah, we've got a few new things to show people. This is I don't know if you can see that there, but it's our offset demeanor, completely customised. It's the first relic that we've done in the range. Relicing is something that I do, but not on the Haynes stuff as general. But yeah. And so, yeah, this is for an artist in the States who I cannot mention yet, but soon hope you guys will be seeing this guitar a little bit more. And yeah, so it's basically the first guitar that we've done without our own pickups in. These are TV Jones pickups. The Descendant Bridge, it's a really lightweight guitar. It's a good example of what we can do if guys... the general public want to come and get a guitar customised by us. So this is the standard model here, and this would be a completely customised version of it. So there you go. lots we can do.
And what would this one be here? This
So this is the standard SC22, which is 2-path humbuckers. That is so again, it's a TV Jones pickups. It's the first time we've put TV Jones in one of those guitars, and it's just an example of what we could do customization wise for customer. So yeah, it's got the falling leaf inlays on a maple board, and just general customization of the instrument really. The Bigsby.
That's the thing that I really like on all your guitars, the leaf inlays.
Yeah.
It sets you apart a little bit.
Yeah, so that's our signature inlay, which comes as standard on all our guitars. It's British falling leaves, autumn leaves. So each one of these is an autumn leaf, you know. So yeah, that's what we do.
Oh, very cool. That's Haynes Guitars. So I'm here at the Strandberg booth with Peter. And Peter, you're going to run us through a couple of the guitars you brought here to Mannheim, Germany, the Guitar Summit.
That's right.
Editor's note here, as you just saw, unfortunately during the Strandberg interview, my camera, the internal stabilization, seemed to be struggling through an earthquake, and the footage is simply unwatchable for a lot of it. I'm gonna just include a bit because the Strandberg stuff was really cool.
And the big thing for this year has been the Bowden Essential, which is our first sort of affordable model, where we have, well, trimmed the fat, if you will, just to keep like the key features. So it's super light. It's the only one we have that features a single straight scale. It's 25.5 inches scale. Roasted maple neck, rosewood board.
And it's still got the Endure neck?
Yeah, it does. It has the same Endure neck shape, but instead of a 3-piece laminate neck, it's a single-piece neck, but roasted maple. So this will probably be the big thing this year. Has been so far. People seem to like it. Passive humbuckers, the new Arc hardware. That is a single-piece bridge. It's new for us. Easier to adjust. Actually a little bit lighter as well. So this is a very, very light guitar. If you prefer light, you should try it out.
These frets are the
These are the True Temperament frets.
True Temperament.
Yep, exactly. This is still a prototype, but this prototype is an all made in Sweden guitar. It's made in the southern part of Sweden. Even the hardware is made there. So this is the first like all Swedish made Strandberg guitar since the custom days, where Ola built everything himself. This features all European woods, alder body with an ash top, made in Sweden hardware, Lundgren pickups, modern vintage, and of course the True Temperament frets. So this is a combination of multi-scale and True Temperament, and Endure neck.
So there's a lot going on here.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here. But it's not that hard to adapt to. And this is our new left-handed standard model, featuring sort of a, this is the first like serial productions left-handed guitar we've done in many years. So it features sort of it's a combination of the most requested features while trying to keep a, manageable price. So it's a dual humbucker. It's based on the standard Bowden standard model. Dual humbucking, Rev 7 trem bridge, rosewood board, roasted maple neck. This is a 3-piece. And we also brought our newest bass model, which is the standard Bowden standard bass 5. Slightly more affordable than our previous offerings. It's a solid basswood body, maple neck, Endure neck, of course. It's a multi-scale, 33 to 35. So it's slightly shorter than many other like multi-scale basses. We're trying to keep the playability, not make it too long. And also the Fishman Fluence bass pickups and preamp. So you can get a lot of different tones out of this one. So that will be what we have brought this year.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was Strandberg Guitars. I found Mano guitars from Moldova here, and I just wanted to show you the inlay on this guitar because I think it's really cool. It's a leaf kind of thing, but the inlays are like they're falling off. The little triangles of that half of the leaf on the 12th fret are falling down, and the top half of the leaf are going up, and I just think that's really cool. So these are Mano guitars from Moldova. I'm here with Tom from Hiwatt. Tom, you build some of these amps.
Yes, yeah.
Could you tell us a little bit about them?
Sure, yeah. So we've got the flagship DR103, the classic sort of Hiwatt, built like a tank, big Baltic birch ply, 4 EL34s, highest headroom, best pedal platform, all-purpose beast of an amp. We've got a very cool new amp, which we've kind of been sending out with a lot of our artists over the last couple of years, and fine-tuning, and now we feel like we've got something that really mimics the DR103, the classic Hiwatt sound, in a smaller, more venue-friendly amp. So we've got power section attenuation, so we can go down from 20 watts to half a watt. One of the main things during R&D on this amp was to get the feel of the bass response from the DR103 and the EL34s, which is quite different with this amp running on EL84s, and we feel like we've cracked that. So volume dependent, this little bass cap, what adds into the preamp section, adds a lot more feel of the EL34s and the dynamics, and it's really cool. It's kind of brings that bottom end out from otherwise a smaller amp. We also have a treble switch on that, so you can kind of push to those classic kind of Townsend or Gilmour settings between that, or you can turn it off and just have the classic DR103 sound. We've also got the linked input, which is synonymous among Hiwatt users. Usually on our flagship amps you kind of patch the channels, and this guy's got the Pete Cornish mod, so you're already linked, and these channels are both then mixable by the normal and brilliant.
And I'm noticing you've got a Hiwatt pedal.
Yeah, so we've got the filter fuzz pedal, which again is quite different to other fuzzes on the market at the moment. This comes in 3 versions. So we do, in my custom shop, I hand wire the turret board, the big version, which is almost like the size of an amp head and needs its own pedal board. So that is just for serious pedal guys. And then we've got the hand-wired PCB version and the new guy, which is the affordable version. This will be released soon and will retail for around €80.
That's not bad for a Hiwatt.
Cheap and free shipping as well.
Okay, well, thank you, Tom. That was Hiwatt Amps. I'm here with Oz from Oz Guitarworks, and Oz, you've got an interesting guitar, to say the least.
It's a different animal. It's called the Tau, and we've got 3 different scale lengths. This one is a Strat scale length Fender, and we've got a Gibson scale length, and we've got a baritone, 28 and 5/8 inches. It's a Strat cutout pocket, so all the aftermarket necks work with this beast. The aluminum body makes up for the light weight, 1.8 kilograms, 4 pounds. It's very lightweight and meant to be around your computer to pull it off or the wall quick. Headless with a head on it. We've done this 10 years ago. Now everybody's starting to do this. It only makes sense, really. The strings are a single end ball string. You put the string in the back and you run it out the front and snip it off. Our holder lets you clip it without cutting your fingers on the strings. The whole thing is meant to be round and ergonomic. The access here is really not so much a armrest as a access point to doing advanced muting techniques, palm muting. The pickups pop out.
Wow.
And the whole point of that is if you get bored of a sound and you're stuck, it's like a cleansing between meal courses that you go from humbuckers to single coils, and you get a different idea what's going on at that point. That's a Fishman Modern Fluence. These are DiMarzio Utopia Stevie Vai's routine. That's TV Jones Classics. These are Lindy Fralin single coil Vintage Hot. Interesting part about the once you go aluminum on a body, it blends right in, turns into the bridge, so that A string doesn't have to go by all the other strings to get into some extra hardware before it goes to the body. which is really gives you clean notes. When you do a chord, everything is very clean. You can hear distinct strings all the way through instead of mud. Our opinion is you can make mud in pedals, but pedals don't clean things up.
Okay, I'm here with...
Daniel from Lichtlaerm Audio.
And Daniel, you make pedals, amps, cabinets,
amps,
speakers...
Everything except for those beautiful guitars, which are unfortunately not mine. But tag along, I'm going to show you around. So, our main product right now is the Prometheus. It's a 150 watt tube amp that has like a power amp only mode, built-in noise gate, tube buffered loop. It's fully MIDI controllable. It's rack mountable. You can take it out. It's 19 inch. It has a unique feature. It's called the cut control. So basically with this knob you can go from like vintage Black Sabbath kind of sounds all the way to Meshuggah. So it's basically like a pre-shape EQ. Yeah, it's been doing great so far. Like we announced it at NAMM this year and we're basically booked out till late 2025. So I don't even need to advertise it basically because we can't sell them anyway. But we just introduced our caps, matching to the Prometheus. They're loaded with our own speakers, the LCFR 150, which we made in collaboration with Fane, who are also doing like Hiwatt and Fryette cap speakers. We're doing 4x12s, 2x12s, and downstairs in the amp room there's an 8x12. It's the biggest cap ever made.
Just in case you don't like your spine.
Yeah, just in case you don't like anything, basically. It's the taste of sweet revenge for all the times your bassist made you carry an Ampact fridge. Yeah, but we still mainly do pedals, so there's quite the line. We have a phaser, combined graphic and parametric EQ, 3 different reverbs that have different modulations. Like this is a crazy step sequencer, ring mod, and bit crusher reverb. This has a chorus with a shimmer, which is like the classic shoegaze kind of thing, a phaser or a tremolo, and it sends basically the reverb through these effects. Then new for Guitar Summit is an octave reverb that can do like octave up, octave down, and both at the same time, which almost sounds like a church organ. And in the end, we're mainly known for our metal stuff. So the altar is like sludgy, doomy fuzz. We also have like a rat style pedal, the Ritual, which is going great. And the both best-selling ones, the Medusa and the Gehenna, both distortions. One is like HM2-ish, and the other is like amp-style distortion. A Klon-style pedal, Tube Screamer-style pedal, clean boost, noise gate, 4-in-1 EQ, noise gate, distortion, and boost, and the foot switch for the amp. And
so you've got a huge amount of options here.
We do, and we have nice shirts. And that's about it. We also have a cute dog.
Okay, well, thank you for showing us.
Thank you.
So we're here at Aristidies' booth with Pascal, and could you show us a few guitars here?
Yeah, for sure. We're having a great show thus far here at Guitar Summit, and we have a bunch of... We try to bring all our models. It's always a bit difficult because we have a small booth, but we have a lot of guitars here. This year, some of the showstoppers, just like at NAMM, are the multi-scale Evertune guitars that we offer. We developed this bridge ourselves. We got permission from Evertune to make it into a multi-scale, and our customers love it, and a lot of people here were very excited to finally try that. We brought a beautiful 8-string with that, and a 7-string, the white one over there. This is also the first time we're showing our bass here in Europe. This is our 5-string SB5 series bass. It's a multi-scale bass. We make these in 4, 5, and 6-string. We took pre-orders the last year, and we just started production on those. So we're very excited to finally be able to show that here as well.
And if someone doesn't know about Aristidies, what makes them different from just a regular guitar?
That's a good question. Our guitars are not made out of wood. So our guitars are made out of our own materials. We build an exoskeleton out of carbon fiber and glass fiber, in which we inject our arium core, which is a mixture of resins and glass bubbles. It hardens out into the exoskeleton. It all becomes one piece, and you basically get a very resonant surface to build a guitar out of. So the guitars are very resonant. They have a lot of sustain, and yeah, it's a great material to build guitars out of. We use Richlight fretboards, so that's not wood either. And yeah, it's something different, but it works really well for us. And yeah, apart from those, we have some cool finishes, like the very sparkly telly over here.
You like going with some wacky...
I can pick this one up as well. We do our raw series guitars, but we also do crazy custom finishes like this. This is a shattered finish, where we mix multiple colors and get a very extreme effect. Just for fun, I will show our 9-string, because we also make headless guitars, which we make in 6, 7, 8, and 9 strings. Just trying to not hit you. This is a 9-string in a crazy chameleon sparkle finish.
It's a beautiful color.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's we like, our customers come up with the craziest stuff, and this one was like, why not combine a sparkle with a chameleon finish? And we gave it a shot, but it looks pretty cool. People always love the 9 strings at shows. It's so crazy. But yeah, it worked really well with our materials and our stiffness. You can just really get a low C sharp, if that's what you're looking for, to sound crystal clear. So that's why we do it. And yeah, with the whole headless concept, it's actually playable as well.
Yeah, it doesn't look as daunting as what you might think when you hear a 9
string at NAMM last time?
I'm too afraid to go near an 8 string, let alone a 9.
I think you should after this is done. You should just give it a go, like just for the fun of it. But yeah, that's our booth. We have a lot of fun and a lot of people trying guitars. We don't have any dealers, so this is the perfect time for people to try one. It's amazing to get people who are like, I've been following you guys for 5 years, and now I can finally try one. So yeah, we're having a great time. So
great, thank you. Well, that was Aristidies. I'm here with Rainer from Tausch Guitars, and you've got some really interesting looking guitars. Could you show us a few?
Yeah, sure. Come on. We have here Tausch Guitars. We have 3 of my models. One is the 665. Let's start with this. They are all made with European woods, so we see no tropical wood here at the booth. So the 665 is named after its longer scale it has. 665 millimeters is 26.18 inch. It's about that longer than a Strat, so you get more twang out of a kind of telly style guitar. So I took the telly, looked at the talents of the telly. What can I do with that? More twang, you got it.
And I noticed here that you've got a guitar that's kind of a mixture between a Les Paul and a Tele.
This is my more or less polished approach of a Tausch. It has a carved top. It's made out of cherry wood. We have cherry wood here for the body and the neck. We have a plum wood fretboard. These fretboards, by the way, are not rosewood. They are plum wood.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, it's one of my main topics is to have local woods, to do away with the need of tropical woods. If somebody wants a rosewood fretboard, okay, it's okay for me. If somebody wants a mahogany body, no problem. But I'm more known for this local wood thing, and it's a wonderful thing to have cherry. Cherry is great sounding, and I mean, how many guitars are out there made of mahogany, looking less polished? So this one is a little bit different.
I think people like a little bit different. It sets it apart a little bit more.
Most of them already have 5 Les Pauls somewhere around, and Telecasters and Struts made out of swamp ash or alder. So here is my offer to have something different, to be inspired maybe for the music too.
And the first thing that I saw when I came to this booth was the V over here. Could you tell us a little bit about this?
Yeah, this is my latest creation. I wanted to do something, let's say, a little bit crazy. So this is the Bavarian V. We have chestnut body, chestnut neck, plumwood fretboard too, with this beautiful Bavarian inlays here. We have the King Ludwig I.
Oh, engraved on the pickle.
Engraved on the in the neck pickup. We have King Ludwig II. This is the one with Neuschwanstein and the famous castles, well known in Bavaria. And we have a lot of casted tin parts that I do myself.
Wow.
So the frames for the pickups and also the
tailpiece.
Yeah, the tailpiece, the knob the knobs, and also the tuner buttons are made by myself. Made a lot of experiments with tin casting.
So that really is as Tausch as you can get.
That's I would say it's as Bavarian as it can get. We have I think it's the right word is chami. Chami, it's a kind of goat that lives in the Alps.
Okay, and
this is the horn of a chami.
It's built into the guitar.
Yeah, but you can demount it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you can play the guitar when you sit.
Oh, so it's a leg rest.
This is the reason for that, and to look cool. I mean, I don't miss a chance to bring every cliche into the guitar that is Bavarian.
Well, so, yeah, we were just talking about how something a little bit different. There's not many guitars built with cherry wood, but there's absolutely no guitars with a goat horn attached to it. I don't think.
I think so. Yeah, I think this is the first one with a goat horn.
Well, on that note, that is Tausch Guitars. Thank you very much. By popular request from some of you in the comments, we're here with Sasha at the Dunable booth. And Sasha, you've got quite a few guitars here. Could you show us a couple that stand out to you, what you would like to show us?
Yeah, of course, yeah. I have... basically, the big news here is the release of the Yeti in the DE series, which is our import series. The Yeti was one of our first original models that I've been making in the custom shop since 2015. And for some reason, we just haven't produced them with the DE line. And now we have with us some samples from what's to come in a few weeks. We have them in the standard 25.5-inch scale and in 27.5 baritone, which is another first actually for the DE series. So this is really exciting, and these are just a couple samples of like what's going to be available finish-wise. We have like the swamp ash body and maple neck version, and then of course the mahogany neck and body ebony fingerboard version.
And how much would these retail for?
Standard scale is going to be $1,350 US, and baritone $1,400 US. So I don't know what that converts to in pounds or euros, but you know, they're
competitive for a baritone, definitely.
Yeah. So that's what's new and exciting. We have a few cool builds from the custom shop. A Yeti 6, which is a 30 3/4 scale version of the Yeti, kind of like a bass 6 instrument. A custom Yeti with a bolt-on neck and inline headstock, which is quite unusual for any of our models, but it's one of the things I love about this model. It's like you can kind of configure it in a bunch of different ways to kind of...
that pick guard is beautiful.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's a good chameleon-esque model that you can kind of sort of trick out different ways aesthetically. And yeah, just a selection of some other stuff here, just Narwhal bass from the DE series. The Swamp Ash body, 35-inch scale 4-string bass, which to my knowledge isn't really a very common thing, but I like it for down-tuned heavy music, ignorant riff playing kind of stuff, But yeah, it's just cool to be out here at Guitar Summit, finally show our faces in Germany and Europe as a whole a little bit, and great show.
All right, well, that was Dunable. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I've just come from seeing Phil X play in the amp room. He was just testing out the Zuta GBG 120, which, by the way, if you're interested in, there is going to be a full review of that on my channel very soon. And the reason it's taking so long is because the amp has like 120 different options. It's ridiculous. But I'm going to put that clip in now, but of Phil playing. Interesting setup though. He had like the presence turned all the way down. He was getting it all from Pick Attack, which is kind of cool. But here it is. Now, if you're an OG subscriber, a few years ago you might remember, and by a few I mean like 3 maybe, I talked about Music Store's PRS alternative from Fame, which are made in Europe, and they've got some here. It's the first time I've seen them in person, and they look quite nice. I mean, you've got genuine, real thick maple caps for, I think they have raised the prices since I talked about them a few years ago, but who hasn't raised the prices? For 1,000, Seymour Duncan pickups, and like a proper thick maple cap. It's a fair enough PRS alternative. They also have the more expensive ones with a gloss finish. That looks rather pretty. A little bit more expensive, 1,400. But the satin ones, I believe, are, $999. I do think they look nice, and it's cool to see them in person. Oh, and also, they've got like a nitro checked. This is probably the most expensive one. It's an aged one, about 1,500, but gold top checking. Pretty nice. We're here at Werk, and I'm here with Konstantin. And Konstantin, you make pedal boards and patch boxes.
Yeah,
and
exactly. I have a new modular pedal board. There are 3 modules. There's this base module, the top, and a smaller base module. And you can configure it as you want. You can expand it to the side. One special feature is the way that you can mount pedals by removing 2 of the enclosure screws and inserting these little threaded screws, and then you tighten down the pedal, so there's no Velcro used, and the pedals are really tightened down. It has 2 levels, but still under the pedal board there's enough space for your power supply, your patch box with all your ins and outs. It's lightweight, it's aluminium, and it's really very sturdy.
And you make patch boxes as well?
Yes. We have several models. For example, there's a 5-channel patch box in 2 versions, and these 2 you can also get with panels to mount it to your pedal train pedal board, for example. There are also other modules available for Harley Benton pedal boards, and there are several kind of patch boxes, and they all have special features, more functionality. For example, just one feature, with this one you could connect your wireless receiver, go to your first pedal. If you connect your guitar on the outside at home, or if something breaks, the wireless receiver is muted and your guitar signal passes through.
Very cool.
Thank you.
So one of the things about Guitar Summit is it is a quiet event. Now, you may have heard me play guitar in this video already, but you're hearing direct from amps or modelers and such. I've got headphones on. No one else can hear it. It's quiet. And as you can hear right now, it's quiet. And behind me here, there is a full-on interview with Nick Johnson, and there's a crowd and everything, but you can't hear anything because they're talking into microphones up close, and everybody in the crowd has headphones on, Bluetooth headphones that you can get, and there's full-time there's shows that are just completely quiet, which is a bit unusual to see, but that is just the interview section. A little bit unusual, but that's Guitar Summit. So we're here at BadCat Amps Guitar Summit 2024, and could you just show us a couple of amps?
Yeah, absolutely, man. So we're going to talk about the new Cub. It's the Cub 5, point-to-point, hand-wired. These are prototypes, but they should be hitting Europe in November, something like that. Cub was one of the very first BadCat amps, and over the years, probably one of the most popular that we've ever made. So we've completely redesigned this one. Kept some of the original features, so you can foot switch between an EF86 and a 12AX7 tube in the first position. We've also added dual masters as well, so 2 foot switchable masters, which is great. You know, obviously dual volume levels. We've got the depth control, which is basically like it allows you to adjust the amount of sort of fullness in the bass, which is brilliant. So you can fatten up your Telecaster maybe, or if you've got a Les Paul that's a little bit loose, then you can tighten that up a little bit. Simple bass and treble. Also got a brand new all-tube reverb circuit in there as well, spring reverb. And of course the cut control that allows you to roll off the high end. But like I say, point-to-point, hand-wired, and the eyes are back as well. Power it up, and you get the full logo as well. So a lot of people complained when we got rid of the eyes. So that's going to be coming back for these new point-to-point amps. But these are all made in California. EL84 version, 15 watts. And the EL34 version is 40 watts. These are in custom colors, but they'll normally come in black. But should probably be hitting stores about November. And also over there, we have the new Rubicon. Some people will remember that actually this was announced at NAMM.
Yeah, this was at the NAMM show.
So it's taken us a while to sort of tone and tweak it and get it right, but we're pretty much there. So again, probably November, maybe early December, we should see this in stores. 2 channels, has a 1 watt or 25 watt setting, and of course we've got 2 notes integration as well. So that with it brings MIDI, it brings a Dyne-IR recording output, headphones. Obviously makes it a lot easier in terms of integrating with your recording rig.
Yeah, just playing at home is easier.
Freaking great, yeah. But then when you plug it into a 412 or something like that, the thing will just fire it up. It sounds absolutely amazing. So, you know, a lot of people have said, do we need another lunchbox amp? No shortage of those amps out there. Well, the thing is, it's a BadCat in a lunchbox amp. That's the big deal about that. You know, it sounds and feels like a BadCat. So, yeah, we should be hearing that sometime November, something like that. And of course, we have got the Flight Case of Doom, which everybody really loves. We've got a switcher in here. We've got all of our Player Series 2 amps, and you can just press a button and flick through them, try any one that you want. And actually, recently in the last couple of days, we've been talking to a lot of the music stores that we work with in Europe, and we are going to be touring this around the music stores. So people can go in, can plug into the rack. We'll have a couple of cabinets there so they can sort of try out different cabinets. And of course, you can do it all at the push of a button. So that's going to be really cool.
Very cool.
Yeah. And over here, we've got obviously more of the Player Series amps, which I think everybody already knows about. We've got these combo stacks with the extension cabs.
All the heads come in combos, don't they?
All the heads also come in combo format, and tucked away down here actually we've got the compact jet black head. So exactly the same chassis that we have in the full-size jet black, but in a more compact format. So obviously a little bit smaller, easy to carry around, and it also matches up with this little compact cab. A couple of jet blacks here. We have the 25th anniversary, which I think there's only a few of these left now because it was a limited run. And we have this lovely, beautiful purple one over here as well. So obviously makes it sound even better.
Purple is the best colour.
Purple is the best colour. And actually here, I don't know if you've been there yet, you know, there's the live area, the live room. We have a couple of white half stacks. We've got a jet black and a lynx. So if somebody wants to go there and instead of hearing it through headphones, they want to turn it up and get the full effect, yeah, you've got a few hours left to do that still. So, but yeah, so there's a lot happening, and I think you're going to see more hand-wired point-to-point stuff coming from us, but everything's still made in Costa Mesa, California. So, which I believe you've been to that factory and seen it for yourself, right?
Yes, if you haven't seen it already, there is a video on the channel right now of the BadCat factory, so take a look at where these amps are made. Thank you again.
What a seamless segue.
Seamless segue. We're at the Ibanez booth here, and now most of the guitars you would expect to see in like guitar stores. It's Ibanez. But what stands out are some of the guitars that you wouldn't see at the guitar stores. These are the J Customs. These are kind of burl guitars mixed in with epoxy resin, it looks like. Very interesting builds, to say the least. There's a couple of these, and you know the prices of these because it says please ask before touching there, so you know that means expensive. A couple more J Customs. You get the Tree of Life inlay on all of these, but these are a little bit differently stained. It looks like more resin almost, but for a top perhaps, or maybe it's just wood that's very swirly. But yeah, that's the specialty guitars at the Ibanez booth. Okay, so once again I have forgotten to record an outro for one of these videos, but this time I have a valid excuse, I think, because as I was leaving the show today, I was too busy holding a guitar. This hotel room lighting probably isn't the best to showcase this. This is featured in day one's video. This is a cream guitar. You're going to see a lot more of this very soon. But the show ended today at 5. It was a little bit earlier. Normally it's 11 a.m. till 7 p.m. This time it ended at 5 last day, and I think everyone was kind of grateful for that because I think everyone was a bit tired after 3 full days at the event. A comparison to the NAMM show, I will do a full in-depth comparison with to all the trade shows that I've been at, but this one is very much a competitor, I think. It is different, it has its differences. The primary one being that it's just guitar, which is quite nice as a guitar player, but maybe more than that, it's open to the public. I think the tickets aren't like the cheapest if you can get, but to be fair, you're not really paying for the guitar show itself at that cost. You're paying for the master classes and the multiple different live shows, clinics and such that are on. But open to the public is a big thing for people who are brands that want to sell direct to the customer. The NAMM show isn't really for that. So yeah, that was Guitar Summit 2024. Thank you for watching these videos. If you've been watching all 3, thank you for sticking with me. And if I met you at the show, thank you for coming to see me. It was really cool. Like and subscribe. I think we're near 100,000 at this point. We're less than 100 subscribers away, so it would be cool to get to the 100k. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.